Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single day. You don't want to miss a single thing. Be sure to tune in, James Bond. Tune into our premiere episodes on Thursdays at 6 p.m. where we will have the live chat going with us. I'm on it every single Thursday. We do have a second one on Tuesdays at 4:30 that I try to be on. I haven't missed one yet. But this live chat is just leading up to our live stream events that we hope to do in the next 6 to 12 weeks. And it's a chance for you just to talk to us, BS with us, ask us questions, give us suggestions on videos or ideas that you may have. And just overall interact with us leading up to our live streams. We do want to thank Wes and anybody else that's given us a super chat or super sticker tip during these live chats. We really appreciate it. It's just going to go towards adding to the live stream fund as we try and upgrade our equipment so we're able to do the live streams. Now, that being said, for today's video, it is one of two videos where we're going to go over a different game. Now, we don't have the layout. We do have a layout, but it's so basic we didn't bother pulling it out. So we're not discussing blackjack, even though this is a blackjack layout.
Ignore.
What we are going to be discussing is Pai Gow poker today. And this video is going to be from the player perspective, setting hands, things along those lines. The next video afterwards is going to be from a dealer perspective, how to deal the game. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the Pai Gow dealer.
Hey, so I know for a lot of players, especially new to either new to gambling or new to Pai Gow, they see this as an intimidating game. That it has 7 hands, there's a bunch of different, or 7 cards, there's a bunch of different side bets. You got to make 2 hands, and there's so many rules and blah blah blah. So I'm going to try and demystify things just a little bit. In terms of dealing or having the game dealt, it's dealt a little bit differently than most other games. Instead of your typical clockwise going left to right, Pai Gow goes the opposite direction. It'll go from right to left. So typically the dealer's hand, depending on the house, is either going to be hand 1 or hand 7. At my house, it's hand number 7. So you'll see with the automatic dealing, you'll see them push a button, and then on the machine it'll have a screen out here in front that tells you what hand gets the first hand, be it 1 through 7. And over here, third base, your typical last spot is going to be your first spot. So this will be either, depending on the house, either hand 2 or hand 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to look at your hand. I'm just going to open it on the table just for ease of showing you.
Just one quick question for you from a player's perspective. Know with blackjack, if one person is playing, only one hand is dealt. So is every hand dealt out, every spot, even though there's not that many players?
Yes. And if there's, say we've got spot number 6, spot number 4, 3, and 1 that are playing, we're going to deal them to all of the spots, and then we're going to pick up the hands that aren't being played. Okay, so we'll see on this, at first glance, let's see if you can zoom it in just a little bit on the layout, just a little bit more, a little bit, perfect. Okay, so looking at this, you'll see at first glance there's 3 8s, right? But upon further look, you're going to see that there's also a flush. So what you're always going to do is your 5-card hand is going to be your largest. So you see you've got your flush here. I always put them in order. Makes it easier for the dealers and makes it easier for yourself. So you're going to put your flush down here at the bottom, pair of 8s, although in typical, let me get a different 8 because you're not supposed to have, it's one deck, so you're not going to have 2 of the same. So you'd have a flush with a pair of 8s on top.
Now, how do you set it? Do you set it? Do you leave it open? Do you close it?
Close it. So what you're going to do is you're going to separate. Your 5 card goes below on the high, and your 2 card goes above on the low.
There's usually an
H and an L. You'll have 2 different boxes that'll be high and low. So 2 always low, 5 always high. And let's say, let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we got over here. Okay, so for this one, you've got what's called a Pai Gow, which means that you have nothing. So you're going to order them in your from highest to lowest, and then spread it back out. So always you want to leave your highest card on the bottom. And then you're going to take your second and third highest, they go in the low, and you're going to arrange.
So with your 2 hands, your high hand is an ace high.
Correct.
And then your low hand is a king high.
Correct. So you want to have the best possible outcome for both. Put your best hand forward for both. But the main rule to remember is that your low hand, your 2 card hand, can't be more than your 5 card hand. So you couldn't do this. You couldn't have your ace up in the low and your king or queen down here.
Gotcha. So you can't do like a pair of 8s up top and a pair of 9s down below.
You can actually.
Really? But I thought the 8s were lower, so.
Huh?
Like
8's low and
pair of 8s. Like you couldn't have a pair of 8s. Oh, I'm sorry. You couldn't have a pair of 8s at the bottom, and a pair of 9s.
Oh no.
Yeah. Sorry,
No.
I said that wrong.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Okay. So this one, what do you see?
You got a straight and a queen high.
Okay.
So I would do a 5 through 8
Do
straight.
you have a straight?
5 through 8. 5, 6, 7. Oh, 5 through 8 does not work.
No.
You've got, oh wow, you got to put the pair of 5s on the bottom and queen 10 up top. Nope. What am I missing? Oh, you got a flush. Oh, completely missed that. You got a flush, queen high flush, so that's going to have to go on the bottom, which means an 8-5 is going on top, which from my experience playing the game means that I'm not going to win, I'm going to push.
But if you're playing the side bet, you're going to get paid for the flush on the bottom.
That's true.
So, can you properly set this hand?
Yeah, if I were to set it. As an aside, by the way, most casinos, it's okay to ask the dealer when you're not sure, because you'll pick your hand up, and you'll look at it, and it's okay to go, would this be how you'd set that up, or is this a good way to set it up? And it's okay to ask the dealers for the most part.
No, it is 1,000% encouraged to ask the dealer, because if you set your hand wrong, the first time they'll give you a mulligan and set it correctly for you. Second time, they're going to foul your hand and take your money.
Okay, so there we go. That's how I would set that one.
What about this one?
All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we've got. And this, yikes. All right, this is where I would actually go slightly out of order when I set my hand, because I would set it like this just so the actual hand itself is most visible to the dealers. When they flip this over, I prefer the pair of 8s to be something that pops right out at them, so I tend to put it slightly out of order at that point. But I would set it with the pair of 8s on the bottom and the ace king up top. This I would look at as actually, at worst case, possibly being a push, because the dealer may beat the pair of 8s. But ace king is fairly strong, so I tend to look at this as possible winning hand, and worst case to me, it's a push.
Yep, because to beat the ace king, they'd at minimum have to have a 2-pair hand. Okay?
All right,
I'm going to
so
open that one.
we look at this one, and now this is one that, to my experience, there's multiple ways you could set this, because you could set your absolute strongest hand on the bottom, which would be a full house, and then you would have a 9-6 up top. Now the problem with that is 9-6 up top is almost ridiculously easy to beat. So if I want to win, I need to make sure that both hands can possibly be won. Now the side bet, even if I split this, the side bet is still going to pay me for a full house, and Amy's going to talk about the side bet at the end of this. So for me, I personally would split this into 3 of a kind and a pair of queens. The 3 aces and a pair of queens.
Perfect. Now, for the side bets, even if you lose the main hand, if, say, like our experience we had at a casino that we played at, where both the dealer and the player both had a 4 of a kind. So even if it were reversed, because he won the hand, but if it were reversed and he had the smaller 4 of a kind and ended up losing his hand, he's still going to get paid on the side because it's independent of the hand. It's not one of the bets where you have to win your main bet to qualify to win. Like on Ultimate Texas Hold'em, you cannot win your blind bet if your hand loses.
And, like we said, you can split it. This, even though I set them up as 2 different hands, I would still get paid for a full house.
Yep.
On the side bet.
Go ahead.
So, let's take a look at this one. All right, now, I may misspeak on this, so let Amy answer it after I finish sending the hand, just in case I mess this up. But looking at this is how I would separate this. This still has a legitimate shot of winning up top, and this, as a 2 pair, has a shot of winning down below. You may be wondering why I'm not using this with these cards, but the thing is, in Pai Gow,
the Joker for, okay.
Thing is, in Pai Gow, unless, and again, I might misspeak on this one, but in Pai Gow, to my understanding, jokers are aces, straights, and flushes. I can't say it's a 7 and give myself a full house. So looking at this, I don't have a flush. I don't have a 4 card, possible flush draw, so it's not a flush. I don't have any kind of straight draw, so it can't be used as the straight, which means it defaults down to an ace. So I would set this up as 2 pairs, 7s and 4s, with an ace queen up top. This gives me a decent shot of winning and a solid shot at pushing. By the way, we do the same rule in my bowling card game that we do during our league. Jokers are aces, straights, and flushes.
Yep.
Alrighty. Now, this one, this is almost a reflection of this hand right here. Once again, I have a full house, and this is actually very reminiscent of the last time I played Pai Gow, because I was the full house king. So once again, I have a full house. I really don't have any other possibilities. I don't have a flush or anything along those lines. So I would set it up with 3 of a kind and a pair of jacks. I have a legitimate shot of winning here. Amy disagrees, so...
Nope, the only exception to the rule for full houses, the only time you ever keep a full house together is when 2s are the bottom.
Because they can get beat so easy?
So...
If you split it, I think you're probably playing for a push.
Yeah.
Or playing for a worst case tie. I would probably still split it, but... Because 10-8 is just so easy to beat.
Right.
Too.
If you had something a little stronger up top, let's say that, King 10.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Or if I had that joker.
Right.
Then, okay, so...
Yeah,
so,
aces or deuces are the only exception to the full house rule. Any other time you've got a full house, you're going to separate them. That's the only exception to the rule.
So, since we still have some time, we're going to do some quick randomized 5, 6, 7. So we'll see what the dealer has, and then we'll do a few more hands, just to see. I'm going to go ahead and flip these. This isn't the dealer instructional video, so it's no big deal. Just so we can use the remaining 5 minutes or so and do a few more hands for you guys. Man, Dave is really throwing things off. All right, so I kind of doubt most of these hands are within your guys' view, so I'll pick them up and we'll take a look. So the one that we set up with the flush and the 8-5 up top is, like we said, this was likely going to be a push. So a flush definitely beats, dealer has, I thought you had a Pai Gow. Dealer has a pair of 4s, so flush beats the pair of 4s. However, their queen high beats the 8 high. So this would actually be a push. It's really frustrating, except the side bet would still be paying me. What does a side bet pay the flush?
4 to 1.
4 to 1. So if I have $5 on there, which I always do, I would get paid $20. So now on this hand, we've got a pair of 8s as our high hand. That beats a pair of 4s, and ace high beats queen high. So this player would win. They get paid even money on their bet. They wouldn't get anything from the side bet. So
they're
actually,
gonna lose the side bet.
So they would lose the side bet. So actually, the other player, the previous player that pushed on the hand, actually won more money. Then this player, same thing, 3 of a kind, plus pair of queens. So 3 of a kind beats a pair of 4s, pair of queens beats a queen high, and this player would win even money on their main bet, plus they would also win the 5 to 1 for the full house, because these would be combined as far as the side bet goes.
And $4 on the progressive, if they have a progressive.
So 2 pair, it beats 1 pair, and ace queen beats queen jack. So this player also would win. Would not win anything on the side bet though. We need at least a flush, straight. I guess a straight to win the side bet. And the final player has a full house on the bottom and a king 10 up top, so they would actually win. They would still win, and they would win their money. All right, so let's take a look. What do we have here?
Let's do 3 hands.
Ooh.
And I'm going to get a new hand.
Now this is another one of those situations you run into here where there's actually 2 ways you could play this hand for still within the rules for potential to win. If it were me, I would play it like this. But like I said, there are 2 ways to play it. So I will play it like this. I would play 2 pair of queens and 8s with ace king up top. But the second way to play is how Amy is going to explain it right now.
House way. Typically, jacks and 6s are going to be your cutoff for splitting. Like say it were reversed. Say, I'm just going to borrow these. Say that this is what I had. Just mix it up a little bit. Say that this was my hand. So I have 2 pair, right? I have 7s
Flush.
and 5s. Okay, well then let's get a separate ace. Different ace. I know there's another fucking ace in here.
So some people would have put the pair of 8s up top and then kept the ace king with the pair of queens as another way of playing it. I personally would have done the 2 pair with the ace king up top because that gives a strong chance of winning for both hands. But
typically most houses, if you've got 2 small pairs, below jacks, below 6s, you're going to keep them together when you have an ace. So house procedure would have it set this way.
But when you have something above the jacks,
When you have something above jacks and above 6s, you're
Then
going to
house procedure would have put it this way.
that way.
So this is one of those situations when we play where Amy and I play it differently, because I even knowing how I still probably would set it up this way. But that's the thing about Pai Gow. There's just different ways to set up hands that are all within the rules, and there's also very confusing ways sometimes trying to figure out those rules.
Yes.
So we are coming up near time, so let's real fast go through these other couple of hands and see what we got. This looks like an ace high Pai Gow. In fact, this is, oh no, wait, I've got a pair of 3s. Even better. So this one, I would set it up with a pair of 3s on the bottom and ace king up top, which would, I can already tell, would lose gloriously against the house hand, because pair of 5s beats my ace king, pair of 7s beats my pair of 3s. So this hand just got
Crushed.
just got pegged. And oh, now this is another one where Amy's going to disagree with me.
Well, and you're free to play your hand the way you want to, as long
Within
as your low and
rules.
high are. That's the correct way.
Oh, okay, Amy's not going to disagree with me. Some people would have
Jacks
put
and
the
sixes.
deuces up top, but
So house, we would play it that way
okay.
with the ace. Ace is the game changer, because if you didn't have an ace, say it was this, then you would separate. But the ace, as long as it's less than jacks and 6s, ace on top.
All right, folks, so I hope you guys find this interesting. And if you guys enjoy it, please let us know in the comments. We're more than happy to do more Pai Gow videos, or when we get to the live stream, do some live stream Pai Gow stuff with you guys as well. It is one of my favorite games to play. Otherwise, thank you very, very much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye now.